All right, so welcome to a video on problem solving with sequences. So again, up here on the top right, we've got our two explicit formulas for arithmetic and geometric sequences. All right, so let's look at this first example. We've got a sequence, consider it. Let's got 10, 13, 16, and then 19. So this looks kind of familiar, but the way this is worded does not. So it says, which term is 58? We are used to it saying, hey, what is the 58th term? Okay, so it's worded a little bit differently. So we're actually working backwards. And what that means is, here's my first term, here's my second term, here's my third one. I want to know at what point am I going to get the number 58 in this sequence. So it's working a little bit backwards. Okay, here's all your n values, where you are in the pattern or in the sequence. And remember, your a sub n are going to be your outputs. So 10, 13, 16, and so on. So first off, we need to figure out, is this arithmetic or is it geometric? Okay, so looking at this, I can see that they are adding 3 each time. So that means it's arithmetic, so I have a common difference of a 3. And I know to write an equation, I just need to find my a sub 1 term, which is the first one, which is 10. So to start off, we're going to write a formula to help us out. So again, this first one will be a sub n equals my a sub 1, which is 10. Don't forget that plus n minus 1. I'm going to multiply that by my common difference of a 3. Okay, so we are used to figuring out the 58th term and substituting in 58 for our n value, but we're not going to do that this time. So we're going to figure out the term number. So I'm looking for n, but I want my output to be 58. So my a sub n is actually going to be replaced with a 58. Okay, so we're working backwards. So let's bring this down. 10 plus n minus 1 times a 3. So we got to go back to algebra and solve this equation. So order of operations says we have to multiply before adding. So I can't get rid of that 10 yet. I have got to distribute, kind of backwards distribute, multiply this 3 by the n minus 1. So first off, 3 times n would be 3n. And then 3 times a negative 1 would be a negative 3. Okay, I'm going to drop down the rest of my problem. Okay, so if we want to take some notes, step 1 is distribute. And you do this every single time. All right, next part. Back to algebra, you're going to combine like terms. So my like terms would be this 10 and this minus 3. So 10 minus 3, I know is going to be a 7. Okay, bring everything down again. So I've got 3n and then a 58 still over here. Now I've got a two-step equation where I can now get rid of my 7 because these look alike, they don't have a variable. Subtract 7 on both sides. 58 minus 7 will be 51 equals 3n. So very last step would be to divide by 3. So n equals, I think I remember the answer. Let me get my calculator. 17. Okay, so what does this n equals 17 mean? Well, it means if I were to continue this pattern, the 17th number, or the 17th term, is going to be 58. Okay, so that's how long it's going to take for me to get to find that number of 58. All right, so again, if it asks for the 58th term, that's when we're plugging in something for n. But if they do not want that, we have to work backwards and do all this lovely algebra. Woohoo! Cool? All right, let's move on to some word problems. All right, I hope you guys have seen Encanto. It's a fantastic movie. We Don't Talk About Bruno is the best song ever. All right, so example 2. Your grandmother, your abuelita, gives you $1,000 to start a college fund. Go, Grandma. She tells you that she's going to add $200 to the fund each month And then as long as you add $5 each month. That sounds like a good deal. She gives you $1,000. Okay. All right, so in a word problem, you first have to figure out, is it arithmetic or is it geometric? And so keywords like add are probably going to help you figure out it is arithmetic. Okay, so since it's arithmetic, we're going to start off and write a formula to depict this situation. So I'm going to start off with my a sub n. In my formula, you need your a sub 1, which is your first term, your starting point. And since $1,000 is what she's giving me to start off with, that's going to come first. Don't forget, in your formula, you've got your plus. We have our n minus 1. And then we're going to multiply it by the common difference. So this part's confusing. Are they adding 200 each time? Is it just adding 5 each time? It's actually adding both of them. So she's going to contribute 5 or 200. You're going to contribute 5. So each month, the common difference is changing by $205. So that is actually your common difference. All right. Now let's figure out how much money we're going to have after a whole year. Okay. Trying to trick you right here because we were adding $5 a month, $200 a month, and so this is now in terms of a year. So make sure you are in the same units when we talk about this. So how many months are in a year? Well, I know that's 12 months in 1 year. So I'm not actually looking for a sub 1. I'm actually looking for a sub 12. How much money am I going to have after 12 months? So again, we're going to plug in 12 for our n value. So I've got $1,000 plus parentheses. Go ahead and put your 12 here. 12 minus 1. That's 11, not 1. And then we're going to multiply that by 205, okay? So again, we can type all of this in the handy dandy calculator. I'm about to do that, so you're going to hear the answer pop up in 3, 2, 1. So once you type that in, you should have gotten 3,255. So don't forget to add your dollar sign because we were talking about units. That's an awesome deal. All right, let's do one more question about this. So after how many months is the college fund going to have this amount of money? Okay, so again, our n value was months right here. And then this a sub n value was representing our dollars, how much we were making. Okay, so since I'm looking for my dollar sign, this is kind of like the problem we just did, we're going to have to work backwards. So this 5,715 is going to go where your a sub n value was. Okay, and I've got the exact same formula. So 1,000 times our n minus 1, and then multiply it by $205. So again, I'm trying to figure out what month, so I'm going to be working backwards. So let's do this. Again, same first steps. Step 1 is going to be distribute. So multiply this 205 to both terms. 205 times n is 205n. 205 times negative 1 is just negative 205. I forgot the plus. I hope you guys caught that. 5,715 will go here and drop down our 1,000. Okay. After distributing, the next step is to combine like terms. So I'm going to have $1,000 take away $205. going to give us $795. I'm going to drop down that 205 in, and then drop down this 5,715. Now I'm going to subtract this value over here to get n by itself. So subtract 795. Hello, my lovely dog. Sorry about that. She heard a dog outside. So when you subtract these terms, you get 4,920. Cross that out, bring down that 205n. Needed to get n by itself and divide by 205. So let me type that in. You should get 24. So what does that mean? that's going to mean after how many months? So in 24 months, I will have that much money. And if 24 months means nothing to you, that's 2 years. Okay? So not bad. After 2 years, you've got bank, right? Go college fund. Okay? So again, that is how you are working backwards to solve for your term number or your end value. Okay? All right, so we've done several arithmetic sequences, but if you turn it over, we're going to talk about some geometric ones now. So example 3, the last example I'll be doing, we got Miss Callahan suffering from allergies, which is totally true. When allergy season arrives, my doctor recommends that I take 30 milligrams of medication on the first day. Then I'm going to decrease the dosage by 1/2. Okay, every day of the week. So this one is kind of tricky because we think decrease means arithmetic, but the biggest thing right here is I'm decreasing it by 1/2. And when you're halving, tripling, doubling, anything like that, that makes it automatically geometric. Okay, so I need to write a geometric formula. So 300 milligrams is my first day, that's my starting point, so that's my a sub 1. Then I need my common ratio, okay? 1/2 is going to be your common ratio, so it is 1/2. Again, you can use 0.5 if you want to, up to you. And then you've got your n minus 1 for your formula. So this would be a nice formula or an equation to depict what is happening, okay? Part B, to the nearest milligram, so a milligram. What is the amount of medication that I will have to take on the 7th day? Okay, so again, this is my end value. It is my day of the week. So on the 7th day, I'm just going to take 7 and put it in place of n. So a sub 7 will be 300 times 1/2, and then I'll put 7 minus 1. So let me show you really quick if we have forgotten how to type a fraction in the calculator. We'll come over here. So go ahead and type 300 in, parentheses, again a fraction is the alpha button, the y equals button, and then the enter button. Go ahead and hit 1/2, that's not 1/2. And then we're going to raise it to the exponent of a 7 minus 1. You can type in 7 minus 1, or you can just type in 6. But this answer makes no sense, right? 75/16. I don't know what milligram that is. Okay? So you can hit math, and we can go down to convert that to a decimal, or you can say 75 divided by 16. That's up to you. Okay? So if the answer isn't a fraction and you don't know what that means, you can totally hit the math button to make it into a decimal, or just divide it in your calculator. So we got 4.6875. All right, so I need the nearest milligram, which means no decimals, so we're going to round that to 5. So in the 7th day, I'm only taking about 5 milligrams of my allergy meds. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, let me know. What I want you guys to do is try 4 and try 5, and then I'm going to throw up the answers, and you can check to see how you did. So press pause and try 4 and 5 right now. All right, on number 4, it was a little bit tricky with the wordage because we've got 10.5 and a 10, but $10 is the first week, so we got 10's our starting point. 10.5 over here is your common difference, and then you're looking for the 5th week. So you only are making about $52 in 5 weeks, which to me that's not a good deal, but you are just building a shed. All right, the last one over here, we've got a Greek theater. You should have gotten 38 seats were in that 5th row. Again, it was arithmetic because they were gaining, they were adding. So you've got 30 plus n minus 1 times 2 seats they were adding for a total of 38 seats. So hopefully this video helps you figure out some word problems for arithmetic and geometric sequences. So now you can practice and get better and awesome and be ready for your quiz. Bye!